Welcome
know
to the
what to do.
Northern Touch Show. I am your host, Director Awesome, joined by Thrust OG, and again, we are missing DJ Despair, who's off on another assignment. Today, we have a special guest with us. We have a musician, artist, Mindbender, as well as adult film star known as Malcolm Lovejoy. Welcome to the show.
Bop, bop.
Happy to be here, fellas. Happy to be here. Thrust and Director Awesome. Yes, Mindbender in the flesh. What's good? Yes.
Oh, you tell us, man. It's a blessing, man. We're so happy to get you up on here, man. You're one of the names we had. I said, we got to get this personality out here for sure.
Thank you, man. Well, you know, like I'm just out here building my dreams very quietly. Some people know about me, some people don't, but you know, that's all right. I still do the music and porn and journalism and whatever. I wear like 7 or 8 different hip hop tangos, but like a man of many hats and dreams. But yeah, I'm good. What y'all want to know today?
I knew when we first met actually on set of the Fly music video. We were recording that. This was back in July. I think we were recording that, and I didn't know that you were in the adult film industry. Do you want to tell us how you got started in that?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked because I got started in the adult industry right before my 36th birthdays. I have it in mind. Shout out to ODB. But yeah, I mean, I started when it's been like 7 or 8 years, and I actually was in hip hop for 25 years. I've been doing hip hop since I was 13. But half of the reason that I got into hip hop is my love of women. My very first reason is I thought I want to be a musician because a musician travels every night and they go to a new city and they fuck somebody new that loves their music. That's the best job. Oh my God, new love partners every night. And then I was like, oh yeah, on top of that, you can also do social commentary and drop jewels and speak out for justice or whatever. So like I had that like KRS-One, Chuck D, Rakim brain in me, but my heart always wanted to hook up with women at all times. So then I turned 35 after like 25 years in hip hop, and I was like, a lot of these dudes in hip hop are frauds and they're front end and they exaggerate their skills with women, and you know, they're beating women, and there's a lot of whack bullshit in not only hip hop, just rock and roll, just music in general. Just music. I won't just play hip hop. I'm like, yo, rock and roll, even like techno DJs, like fucking just entertainment. I'm like, a lot of these dudes aren't about sex. They don't respect women. They just want to be like petty little pimps and like, you know, little whatever. Mm-hmm. All this shit they ain't real about women. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna take music and remove it as the middleman and just go straight into sex. So I turned 35, 36 and was like, boom, I've been doing porn ever since, and I love my life. I can literally say it's the #1 best decision I've ever made for myself in my life, to become a porn star.
That is awesome to hear, man. No pun intended. Who gave you the first the lead into the industry? Because I know you had the music industry, you know how to run that. But going from music to the porn, like, what was the first? Was it did you know a producer? How did you get in the door? You applied for something? Like, that was the first job. Like, what was the first experience?
You know what? I'll give it to you like this, which is so ill. Like, I parallel, like, music and porn have so many parallels. A lot of it, like, whether it's like big companies versus independent companies, and just being an independent creator out there, just trying to find somebody who will just invest in you. Literally, a porn star and a musician are in the same boat. But I had this ill thing. I was like, yo, I'm a dope MC, whatever. I'm weird, whatever, but I'm still dope. I want to be like I always wanted to be Canada's Pharaoh Monch or Rascass or like Del the Funky Homo Sapien, Andre 3000, like some next level MC from Toronto, but still a next level MC. Yeah. And I wanted to have my moment where I saw someone and I spit. I'm like, yo, whatever, I spit, and they hear me and they're like, yo, roll with me. You're on my label now. Like, Big Sean did that with, you know, Kanye and good music, and Biggie does it with Puff, and random people just spit a rhyme, and that's their story. And none of that ever happened for me as Mindbender. I met RZA, I met Killer Priest, I met a lot of my heroes. I spit for them, and they're like, yo, you're crazy, but like, wow, that's like, Killer Priest was literally like, not yet. He's like, yo, your shit is so ill, but like, people aren't ready for me and you to work together yet. I've never even said that, but that's what Killer Priest told me when I spit for him. And I'm saying all this to say, when I decided to become shoot porn, in my very first year of doing porn, I went to a convention at the convention center downtown on Front Street, everything to do with sex show, and there was a porn company from Montreal. Montreal had like literally one
Which
of the
one? You
few
remember which one it
independent.
was? Because Montreal's
It was
gotta be the home.
it was called Max Models. So
Okay.
Max Models from Montreal was literally one of the biggest porn companies in Canada. And they did an exhibit here at the Toronto Everything to Do with Sex show. So I show up and I was like, I had like this little kind of sexy shirt on, and I was like, yo,
You showed up in a
I'm
typical
Malcolm
Mindbender
Lovejoy.
attire? Oh,
Well, I'm just looking kind of fly, kind of ill.
yeah, you know.
But I was like, I had my arms out and whatever, and I was like, yo, I've shot a few porn. I'm ready. I got my 2 pieces of ID. I take care of my body. I got a couple of women, and instantly on the spot, the dude that was the president of the porn company was like, you look good. You sound good. You like everything you're doing is right. Boom, roll with me. So like, I was signed to it. So like,
there's
that
what we're looking for.
that experience that I wanted in hip hop for 25 years, I got it in porn where somebody sees me and was like, yo, boom, you're the real deal, roll with me.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, this is fucking crazy. But I mean, I haven't stopped I haven't stopped rhyming. I'm still rhyming, but like I do both.
Well, you have to refocus. Yeah. It's like when you open a new bag, you know what I mean? Even me as an MC, label, look, even this show, I'm not rhyming on this show. So the best thing I find as an artist is not to get trapped in one lane. Just like you get the Mark Hamill StarCast, you get typecast. And the good thing about it is now you have all this energy. You're not putting all your energy in just this, in the rap and in the music and the hip hop. So when you come back to your hip hop, it's like a fresh new toy now. That's what I find. I have all these other things. That's why I do them. Then when I come back to doing my music bag, when I go in that music bag, it's so exciting going in the bag every time.
You're right.
You find that?
You're right. And you're absolutely right. And the other thing is, I also know that I've literally studied, there's only maybe 15 rappers in all of history that have recorded hip hop music and are on camera fucking. I've studied, I've done my homework, and it's like Funk Dubious, Tyga, there's a 1-2 short porn, Coolio does a little one, like Snoop Dogg produced a porn, but he didn't actually have sex in it.
Exactly.
Tretch is one of them. What's his name? Luke Campbell did one, but it's like really hard to find. But I
remember that.
Luke Skywalker. There's literally like Cool Keith has obviously been involved in porn, but like there's literally less than 15 rappers in history that have ever been like, I've done actual porn and like not just rapped about porn or like pretended I was a porn star, but like actually fucked on camera and recorded music. So, and there's only 2 in Canada that I know of, me and this one French dude in Montreal, in Quebec, who's and he's like I can't remember his name, but I gave him respect. He's like fucking on camera and he's like rapping in a video in a strip club. You can find it. So yeah, man. I'm saying all that to say like my story is a one of a kind story. It may take people mad years to discover it, but when my time comes, I'll be like, yo, man, what the fuck? I've been doing porn in the cut mad long, and my life is ill, and my rhymes are ill. What's good?
Nobody can talk to you, son. Gotta think about it now is when you're talking, you walking it. They can't see nothing. Because like you said, a lot of people, they put this persona. I know a lot of artists put a persona out, then I've been on the road with them. And how come I had to go chop something for you and bring it to you?
Man,
no, a lot of them like that. Yeah, a lot of them is like that, dude. Hey, man, 10 minutes left. Hey, Mindbender, like you said, hit the road. You know the marching band. We out here, right? Yo, man, freeze up, man. Yo, man, so you hear the lyrics, they this, they that, they this, they that. Now I'm like, yo, game time. Let's go, fellas. Let's do what we gotta do. I'm out here in Newfoundland. Let's do what we gotta do. We out here in Surrey. Let's Kelowna.
Yo,
oh my gosh, I can't say it, but oh my gosh, you know, Addy.
Yo, that's
a lot of them are scared, man. They turn. Hey, you know, say Tom. You know, Director Tom. You know, talk about the rapper syndrome. A lot of rapping is front. Rappers are allowed to front. They're allowed to embellish. That's part of it. if you don't get that part of the embellishment, then I don't know what you must be crazy. But
I mean,
man,
yo, hip hop is taking a dollar, taking 15 cents and flipping it into $1. That's, I get that. But as far, there's a certain level, there's a, fake it till you make it. There's a line where it's like, you shouldn't be faking certain things.
Exactly.
So it's like, one of my favorite examples is basically saying Ja Rule in the year 2000. Ja Rule has Donk Song out. Literally, Ja Rule is maybe the fucking man in hip hop that attracts the most women. Women throwing panties at Ja Rule. Ja Rule videos, one man with fucking 6,500 gal. So many Ja Rule videos like that. And Ja Rule, in real life, Ja Rule was Jeffrey Atkins, married to a woman in Queens, and had 2 or 3 kids at home. That was the real Ja Rule reality at that time. I'm like, Ja Rule, you ain't fucking all these girls, man. I'm like, and it's like, I'm not mad, but like, he wasn't talking about that he was married with a wife. He was pretending like he was boning all these girls.
But he was creating a perception of another person and a
Music
character.
is a business.
Yeah,
and it's a business, and he's on a big label. So that's what I'm saying. You on a big label, spend big money, dude. That's what I said. Music is a facade. It's entertainment. Entertainment is can be fantasy, but the best part and sometimes the entertainment is real. Like, it's not entertainment. It's like, I'm putting this out and I'm actually walking it. And when you're authentic, that's the difference. That's why Jay-Z stands out. That's why certain artists, like, he walked and they own buildings and they did certain things before the record. You know what I mean? They had certain clout. So when they talk in the clout, you could actually feel it come off on the records, right? So that's all.
Of course it is. But there are certain people who are like so real. They're like, yo, I don't have to front ever about a single thing. I can like, I've made history literally only expressing 5% of my fucking realness. Even to a Cardi B. Cardi B is like, yo, she's like real strip culture. When she makes any sex song, she's like, yo, I'm telling shit for my real life. I'm not I could talk about robbing dudes. I could talk about fucking dudes at strip clubs. I could talk about wild, crazy shit. And I'm literally not making up a story, which is cool. I'm cool with storytellers. Cool. But there's a line between a Rick Ross storyteller who was like, Rick Ross, you didn't sell any drugs. And there's a fucking Eazy-E storyteller. It's like Eazy-E really sold drugs.
Eazy-E's for real, dude.
So this is what I'm saying. It's the line between the two people. And like, I'm old school. I'm the keep it real school. I'm not the it's all entertainment school. I'm like, yeah, you can say it's entertainment, but like, there's a way to tell a story where you're like not pretending like you're the person that is like the gangbanger or the fucking pimp or the drug dealer.
For sure, man. Yo, time's running.
I go in.
No, this is good. We're getting a lot of good stuff out. I'm sure the questions are being answered, actually.
Yeah.
But
So I actually read a couple of articles online before we started this interview, and there was a couple of things that kind of crossed my mind when I was reading them. And one of them was that you are involved with feminist porn. So for the people that are out there that don't know what that is, can you explain what that is?
Awesome. I'm so glad you bring it up. Feminist porn is actually, it's half of the reason why I kind of left hip hop for a while and just got into porn, because I don't even just do regular porn, which is cool. Absolutely cool. I'm not speaking against it. It's just like in hip hop, I did like weird next level underground hip hop. I wasn't a fucking gangbanger, but I love Mobb Deep. I love fucking Nas. I love Cool G Rap. I didn't make gangster rap, but I love it. And I love Beanie Siegel. So it's like, I make feminist porn, but I love regular porn too, where like, it's not feminist, but as long as it's like consensual and legal, everybody's above 18, everyone's done their paperwork, I ain't got no problem with it. If a woman wants to get mad cum shots in the face and receive a lot of intense, whatever next level kink stuff, I love it. But the feminist porn, I'm saying this to say feminist porn is centering a woman's pleasure instead of having the whole goddamn porn be centered on the man's dick and the man's cum shot. A lot of porn ends as soon as a guy comes, he comes, it's over. And it's like, yo, what about her pussy? Like, yo, like I like to satisfy my partners too. And like, I get pleasure out of satisfying my partners. So that's a lot of the idea along feminist porn, where it's like, make sure the woman has some power, some say in what positions happen, has some control in front of the camera and behind the camera.
Awesome.
Possible. And like, it's not all centered on my dick. It's, I just shot a scene 2 hours ago. Today, I did a massage scene. It was great. And I wore shorts the whole time. I massaged her, and then and then she asked for like a finger. She was like, let's do like a rub and tug, but like you massage me instead of me massage you. So I gave her like a hand pleasure and fingered her till she came and had a great climax. And I have that scene filmed, and I'm uploading it to the internet to be out next week. And that's what I did today. It's a great thing.
So now, for those that don't know, like in the porn industry, you're talking about how it's always centered on the male, them finishing, and then the woman is just kind of left there hanging. How does that actually work when you're having a video shoot? Is it just based on all male, basically? Is it just like, okay, this is how it's going to work, and then this is how the scene's going to end, and we're done? So that the women has no say or whatever? Is it just the male that's getting the say in it?
Well, there's so many dualities, because it's usually, the porn is such a particular industry. Usually it's based on the man having a cum shot or whatever, because the porn industry used to be predicated on like trying to find videos and make videos for male customers. So, a lot of the companies are like, we want to have a male cum shot at the end because it's most likely a guy watching it. So make him think that it's his dick and that it's his cum shot. So he's happy. So, but now we live in an age where, everyone's got cell phones. A lot of people can shoot their own stuff. So women are shooting their own stuff, and women are like, yo, we want porn too. We like porn. It's not like 1989 where everyone thinks that only men like porn and women don't watch. Like, everybody watches. So like, and the other thing is, it's like, and it wasn't only like, even if they would make it and the man's porn, like the man's dick and his orgasm was the center of the video, which is like 75-85% of videos in the average mainstream porn world, still the woman would get paid more. She would do more work and she wouldn't get an orgasm, but behind the camera she get paid more because she is working more. Women turn over in the industry much faster. They usually have a shorter career. They have to deal with more stress publicly, like all this stuff. So the guy might get, in the industry, it's usually like $800 to $1,000, $800 to $1,000, but she would get $1,500 to $1,700, kind of like that. And it's kind of around that for like a California pay rate. It's less here, much less here, but it's kind of like that. So there's all these
interesting, man. Oh, what a world, man.
Yo, it's a wild world. It's a wild world, but it has a lot of parallels to hip hop, because now there's a lot of people who are just independent creators out here hustling on OnlyFans or many bids or making their own websites. So it's just like having an independent label, and you're like literally like Rockefeller or Def Jux or fucking like Rhyme Sayers or Stone's Throw or some shit, and you're just like, my independent product. Like, we're different than the Def Jams. We're different than the fucking Interscopes, but like our porn is like focused on this, or it's all artsy, or it's all super kinky, and you're just in a different lane. It's literally the same as hip hop.
It's product and distribution, man. It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I was
everybody's just trying to
distribution, product, marketing, sales,
marketing and distribution on a fucking internet that is infinitely devouring everything that people upload to it every goddamn second of eternity.
There's never enough for it. Never enough. We always hungry, always eating. Always.
So how often do you work with people that you don't know in the industry, and how hard is that?
It's really interesting, because I'm out here trying to make a long story short, I'm kind of trying to be like a evolved Hugh Hefner. Like, Hugh Hefner was kind of a dick, but he had the right dream. The Playboy Mansion is a good dream, and I'm not saying that it had a lot of good things to it. But if you do some research, some of the women there were treated well, and they're like, the sex. Hugh Hefner had this really weird sex. He wasn't that into sex. He was more like a puppeteer. He didn't like to pleasure his women at all. He just wanted like 13 blonde girls around him to just do
Yeah.
whatever he said. So like, I want to have like 13 lovers, but I want them to also be satisfied and them to fuck whoever they want, me and other people. So sometimes it's hard to find people in Toronto because Toronto has so many people that look beautiful, but as far as having professional sexual porn reality, a lot of people kind of fake the funk or like don't show up, to be honest, or aren't ready for that level. They're just like, no, I'm ready to look sexy when I go to a club, but I'm not ready to like get paid for sex. That's like, we don't do that here. It's like, no, we do, but like, you just gotta dive in the pool. Like, so Toronto has had ups and downs of little music. I mean, not music, like little porn companies and little porn production eras. So, I do own a company called Spit, and when I worked with Spit, and like when I first met them, I had some people that we all worked together. But at this point in time, I gotta kind of independently look for random people who say online, I'm a porn content creator and I'm just looking to create work with other people. So it's just like an MC looking for other producers who make beats. I'm like, all right, I'm just a random cat. I need somebody to do this. Who wants to work together? Like, and that's a quite an often thing. Like when I'm talking about sex and porn, I'm like, yeah, it's work. Like, you got to show up. You got, your body's got to be clean. Your mind's got to be ready. You got to be willing to focus and make a pictures or video that are marketable for the world. Like, yeah, it's fun. We're fucking. It's fun. It doesn't have to be stressful, but like, you have to be productive and get your focus and get your goals done. And I'm like, I'm not mad stressing. I'm not mad aggressive about it. Like, yo, all up in girls' face. Yo, you want to fuck? I'm not about that. But I'm like, I'm just like, I offer a serious opportunity to make money and have sex. I will focus on giving you an orgasm and you can make money off it. And as long as you're like ready to deal with the industry, this could be a real win-win. And so it's just, it's hard. I do got to find some random strangers here and there, but I find usually maybe 5 or 6 a year, maybe 10 a year. So I don't know.
You find you should be in? I figure Montreal would be a lot. The climate would be way better in Montreal.
I've shot in Montreal. I've gone to Montreal a few times, and I will go back. I'm not gonna. I haven't cut off anywhere, but it was revealed to me the first time I went to Montreal that in the Quebec industry, they do not like shooting too much with people who aren't bilingual. And I'm not bilingual.
I'm gonna say that's the only thing I didn't get to say. I know you're gonna get there.
Yeah.
So that the other hurdle is that you're not bilingual. But if you were bilingual, but just because you know when you go to Montreal, like the women there, the culture there, they're so open. It's very European. Any fella that goes, you know, like you walk into a spot right away. If they're into you, they'll tell you right away. It's not a mystery, and you don't have to be that special. Anyone knows. Toronto dudes are like, holy, they never seen that because our women here, they could be like that for 3 years and you'll find out later, you know, I liked you 4 years ago. Like, that's good. I'm into something now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I look at the smile. The smile says it all.
Yeah.
So that's why I said.
I mean, yeah. So like, you know, I haven't given up on it. And I've shot in Boston. I've shot with photographers from like out west. I've shot with a photographer from Miami. I've traveled. I've done some stuff. I shot with a photographer from Winnipeg who did some really ill work. So, you know, I mean, I'm still doing this. And Lexington Steele, I emailed him in the beginning of my porn career, and I kind of wanted to base I'll tell you, I don't tell this much, but when I first started, I was thinking of not calling myself Malcolm Lovejoy, even though Malcolm is based off Malcolm X, who was a sex worker in Boston before he got arrested.
Yep.
But I was thinking of naming myself Lexington Lovejoy in a way. I don't tell much people that, but that was one of my first names. And I was kind of thinking that because I wanted to nickname myself LL based off LL Cool J. Like, I'm a LL Cool J fan. I'm like, yo, but I'm gonna do it like a LL porn thing. So I emailed Lexington Lovejoy. Lexington Steele, and he hit me back in like 2 days. He was like, "What up, man? You're into porn? Cool, go for it. If you want to use my name, thumbs up." So like, it was cool. It was like trying to email Jay-Z and Jay-Z being like, yeah, do like whatever. But like, so I like the porn dude hit me up, but then I was like, for various reasons, I'm like, no, I'm gonna come up with a little more original name. But yeah, man, like you just got to be out here trying to make things happen. That's
Yep.
what it is.
That's the arts, man. It's part of the arts. It's a product. You're finishing it. You know what I mean? You're starting it. Something that started in your mind bender, no pun intended. And you brought it out, man, to the world.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I'm
Yeah.
proud of you. You always make us proud. Anyone that knows anybody, know the city, know the Mindbender, man.
Hey,
It's
man, you
like
know,
you ain't, hey, man, from hip hop, we go anywhere. We know that. That's why we came up through it. We met, we became friends. All of us stuck together for a lifetime, man. And it's a pleasure knowing you, sharing this thing. I'm glad you came on the show. Thank you for your time. 'Cause I know your time is precious.
I mean, I got a little more, man. You got, you could,
You got more? I know, 'cause I know we running. We getting to that point. I know we was talking earlier.
I
don't
still
know
got
if I'm
questions.
good.
I still got
Yeah,
got more
questions.
yo,
questions.
hit me with
Okay.
a couple
Yeah.
more. We ain't
Yeah.
done
Let's
yet.
go,
We ain't done
man.
yet.
So
Let's
We ain't
go,
done
man.
yet.
So I
Yeah.
don't want to take away people's mystique of the porn industry. I don't want to take away their fantasy of what they're seeing on television. But what is it like being behind the camera? Like, how many people are there? Is it nerve-wracking shooting a scene with that many people in a room? I mean, I would imagine you'd have to have lighting, you'd have to have camera, you'd have to have sound, a whole
Well,
bunch
that
of people
lighting
just all
must be
there.
crazy with the like
Yeah,
for music
so
videos.
like,
The certain things go out, battery, this, that. You in a position. It was perfect, but the lighting. Oh, you hit it. That position was perfect, but oh, we didn't get the lighting for that. It wasn't running. Go ahead.
I sometimes it's like that. It's a whole variety because sometimes it's like just like an independent cat where it's like you're in a studio and it's just the producer and the MC. Sometimes the songs are like that. But sometimes you are in a big studio and there's fucking, or you're on a video set, literally a music set or a porn set, and there's like 9 people there. So I've also been in a porn club and like been paid or like inspired in some way, benefited or remunerated to have sex in front of fucking 35 people. So yeah, it's
Wow.
different. I mean, it's different. It's different. I mean, the same nervousness of just the same universal nervousness of, oh, I'm exposing myself to the world. Like this way some people are just afraid of public speaking. There is like some of that feeling, but there's 10 layers above it where you're like, yo, they can see my asshole and my hairy body or my warts or my fucking genitals, everything. So you are thinking that, but you also at a certain
I love the way
point,
you said that.
at a certain point, you really have to shout out to Lexington. Lexington gave this. There's various ways to think about just being in the moment and zoning out and just being like, everything has to disappear. I'm here to fuck, and that means I just have to fuck. The same way when a musician is like, yo, I have to just play this instrument. It doesn't matter if I'm in Carnegie Hall or on the corner. If I'm playing this, I got to play this, and I don't need to think about the audience. That's the same parallel. So like but it's like universes apart. Playing an instrument is kind of easier than working with a person. So because like your dick
It's like a
usually
dance,
is
right? It's
like,
not you. It's you and the other person, right? You gotta be yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, I mean, and it really helps to have good chemistry.
Yeah.
Occasionally I'll use a pill here and there. I'm not going to deny it, but I don't
Yeah.
use Viagra. Sometimes I use more healthy stuff. But
Yeah.
like I'm not trying to be on the pill all the time, even though 95% of professional porn you see on the internet, guys are on pills. If you see a guy pull down his pants and a boner pops out
Yeah.
without like a natural, like a girl's like stroking him hard or doing what normal human beings do to achieve an erection,
Yeah.
he's on a pill, which is okay because it's like you have never seen a fucking movie. Like The Rock isn't just coming out of his bed. Like every movie,
Well, you're
they have
professional. It's different.
they have
Yeah,
makeup,
exactly.
they have all this stuff,
Exactly.
lighting, whatever, stuntman, whatever. So it's like porn people can use enhancements too. Those girls are in makeup too, whatever. So I'm not judging it. I'm just being aware of it. Be like, all right. So when people are like, oh, I can't do what's in porn, it's be like, yo, those are professional people that put in a lot of work and like put all that together. So
Plus,
you
you're
don't
taking
know.
like different people like don't understand film. If you understand film, it has to be like that. It's sometimes because it's different angles. Like, you know what I'm saying? Director Austin, look when we shot the video, right? We just shot the fly video where we all met. Even we learned that we had to go back and shoot more. We didn't have enough angles. You see what I'm saying? My minute you left, but see the video, there's a part we all together in the song. Just for the world, we on this beautiful song together. Fly. Big up No Casino, big up Mindbender, big up the Rickshaw, big up Director Awesome Hype, everyone that made that happen. But yeah, but it's the same thing, right? So you got to shoot over my head. That's one angle. You got to do the shot from the side. That's another angle. You got to do the
And
thing.
you know what?
Every
That's what
time
I
you
was
go there, you
talking.
got to perform,
That's what I was talking
right?
to
You got
Mindbender
to
about,
perform,
saying,
and
you
then you
know,
got to stop. Did it so yeah. So then you're gonna have you got to take pictures. Just like in sports, professional sports, same thing. Athletes got to take enhancements. This that you got injuries, you got to recover. You got to because you're a professional. I got to go every 48 hours to perform.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's like, you know, the natural thing when you grab somebody, you grab them, like you grab their body like this.
Yeah.
Well, like the natural human thing to do when you grab somebody like this, the arm is in the way of most regular camera angles.
Yes.
So like when like the first rule of porn is like you have to open your body in a way that the camera is a third person in your twosome. So it's essentially a threesome, and you're kind of not really even, you're fucking the person you're with, but you're also have to be fucking a camera.
Yeah, you're fucking the camera. Yeah, you
so
are,
it's
man.
like, it's like you have to open your body, you have to open your hips. Sometimes you gotta like move your arms in ways. But then it's like you figure out ways to do it, and you're like, okay, this is how I can do it, and like I'm in my zone, and this is not too weird. So
yeah.
But then you're like, okay, this is another way a porn person said it. I think it was Asa Akira. She's like, when you're doing porn, you're 99% lost in the sex scene. The best ways to do it is 99% lost, but 1% of your mind is aware of where the camera is and what work you're doing and what business is. But 99% of the time you're like acting and you're like in the passion of sex. So that's how I try to do it. I mean, I haven't fully answered your question, but going back to it, sometimes when I'm shooting, I don't like to have a lot of people in the room, but like I have shot for a few Los Angeles companies and stuff, and for Showtime in Chicago, and there was 7 people in the room. We shot down at the Gladstone Hotel, and there was 3 people behind one camera and 3 people behind another camera, and I'm on a bed with somebody. I was like, holy fuck, it's a fucking madhouse in here. So I just thought that I was on an island, and I'm like, nothing exists outside the island. The bed is all that my brain can comprehend. And like people literally turn into wallpaper. And the best way to do it is to be like, yo, all y'all motherfuckers shut up. Like, let us do our work. Cause like, yo, when Al Pacino and fucking Brad Pitt are in the zone, you're not yabbering. Like, you let them do their work. So I'm just saying all that to say the best way to shoot a professional porn, if there's all these people in the room, is if all those motherfuckers shut up and let people fuck.
And I'm sure they're all used to it, right? Like they're all used to it with their job being cameraman or lighting or sound or whatever it is. They'd all be used to just being still in the room and shooting, right? You would think.
Nah, if
they were professionals that respected the actors, which you don't always know. I had a scene where I thought things would be good. This didn't happen too long ago. I'm not going to say too much about it, but somebody that we thought was professional and could handle the situation disrupted a scene, the second scene we shot, and was like, I can't handle this, can't watch this, time out, and they shut it off. So somebody in the background was like, I can't deal with this. It happens all the time in various ways. So like I'm not gonna
it's in between, man.
But like it could be a professional reason, it could be somebody dropping a light, it could be somebody like fucking up a camera, it could be anything, or it could be like somebody's personal relationship being like coming to invade the situation and being like, yo, I'm not cool with her shooting, yo. There, and in the industry it's called the suitcase pimp. Like it's usually like a boyfriend of the dude who couldn't do the porn, but it's the boyfriend of the girl, and he's just like on set and he's like, yo man, do they really have to fuck her so much, man? Didn't you get enough? And kind of, it's like, yo, dude, man, fuck. Shut the
energy
fuck up,
alone, the energy alone of it, man.
So, it's real, and it's like whatever, man. Like these are professionals.
Music, so you know that right away. That's one good thing. Music gave you a certain protection because you know those energies, those subtleties. That's a music thing too, man. You want to record another? Oh, I ain't even go there, man. You know much things about me. You know, probably you too, Mindbender. Crazy over the years, man.
Really, man, I can't imagine. You told me some of the story, but I know there's always so many more, and it's like
yours must be even crazier, dude. But the stuff I just know because we've been out here running around.
Yeah,
Running around. We still are.
So,
And we still
all
looking.
right. I mean,
Hey, we still got,
I'm glad you're
man,
asking
we still
about
got the
this because I don't
family.
put
You
it out
too. I
much,
gotta
and I
salute you.
did.
Stayed healthy, man. You stayed healthy, man.
Yo,
That's one thing I gotta stay top you too, man. You stay healthy, man.
Yeah,
It's
yo,
good.
that's a definite thing, man. Like, shout out to Zumbi, like from Zion I, man. All the MCs that passed, Shock G, I got to see Shock G. So, like, yo, all the MCs, man, like DMX, yo. I don't
Yes,
know.
man.
I can do
Oh
like I
man.
can try to answer one or two more questions, like, and I do more of a rapid fire. I know I'm kind of gushing, but I can get short
What I
answers.
think we should do is, I don't know if you agree with this, Director Austin. This interview is so good. I think we should run another part, man. Like, it's good. Like, there's so much stuff. There's food for thought. There's stuff we can get into. I say we like, you can let out whatever you want to let out in the bag, and we come back. And if you don't mind, I'd love to have you back on here. Maybe we could even bring like you could bring another guest, maybe someone else that you work with. We will figure something else out and do like a part 2, man. Or even get into your company, like we could do something more. If you're down, are you down?
I am so down, and if you wanted, I could totally bring a lady friend on. Would you want that?
Yeah. I would. I think that would be so awesome because then we get both sides of the view. It wouldn't be like you said from the male, because it's like a male dominated, that old school old boys club thing. We're not coming from that. It'd be nice to have a full representation. I'm totally down. I'm a Scorpio, so you know anything about. Hey, I'm a Scorpio, so anything sex, Scorpio never gonna say no. November.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
like
So,
I'm cool to. I'll say a few things from my perspective, but one thing I try to say in every interview, especially about porn, is that I never get. My family knows, my mom knows, dad, my whole family. I'm out to everybody. Everyone knows I do porn, and nobody stresses me about it. No, everyone's like, "Yeah, good luck, be safe, be smart. Don't get anyone pregnant. Cool, peace."
And I think that's one of the questions I was going to ask you too, is how does family feel about it? But you just answered it. So
cool. Yeah, it's so weird because my mom was more. I'll drop a jewel. I don't say very much, but my mom was more against me getting into music than she was into me getting into porn, for a reason that I rarely ever say. This might be the first time I'm saying this in public, but my uncle, I had a family uncle who was a DJ in Toronto, and he was murdered on Eglinton at a jam in 1979. And so my mom was like, when I was like 21 in the 80s, the late 80s, early 90s,
and it was crazy.
We were getting into hip hop. Well, like we were more I was moving back and forth between Ottawa and here, but my mom was like, yo, we had somebody in the family who was a DJ and he was killed. He was a reggae DJ who was killed at a jam. So you're getting into the music industry. I kind of don't like the music industry. And I was like, Mom, like, I really try to stay away from violence. Like I'm all about KRS-One, Chuck D, rocking like conscious hip hop. Public Enemy was a first rap show. I'm like, I really want to stay away from violence, Mom. I promise I'll do my best to not, get involved in that shit. So, but like my mom, the whole 20s, she was against me getting into hip hop. Like, really didn't want it. I'm like, yo, I'm dope, Mom. I'm not giving this up. Hip hop's real. Like, yo, I got to do it. So when I turned 35 and like was like, yo, I'm gonna get into porn because this is another side of me. It's really important. My mom was like, okay, well, you're like a grown man, and like, okay, I'm really. She was not as much against porn as she was against hip hop, to be honest. But like that's the reason why. Like my peace to my uncle, my Montague family. So
all right,
that's the history.
Nice. Okay, so then we'll wrap up this one. But you have agreed to come back on and have a female friend come on as well, which will be fantastic. So we want to leave a little bit something for the fans to listen to in the next episode as well, because that would be great. So we're gonna definitely get that booked in.
I have not scratched the fucking surface of the stories of the like. Yo, people in hip hop are not ready for the things that go on in the world of sex. They really aren't.
So I know there's more, right?
There's so much more.
And like a warm up.
This is
just
foreplay. This is foreplay.
Exactly.
This is just the first kiss. This ain't even a hand job. This ain't even like.
We just got into the intro of it. That's it.
We're not even at the first base, man. I can see the base. We're trying to get there.
No doubt. We're on first base, but yeah. So I gotta shout out all the ladies and all the people I work with in Toronto doing porn, and all the people I do hip hop with. I dropped an album called Blindside is 2020. That's out on all the platforms. Find it on Spotify, YouTube, all them things. And yeah, my last video was called Flowers on the Grave of Time. It's on YouTube and thing. It's really dope. And I'm still doing hip hop. I'm still doing some shit. I'm just I'm just trying to be the cool Keith of Canada out here for real. So
hey man, we love you.
Man. I'm happy to be on podcast Jerky
your contributions,
with Director
dude.
Awesome.
Thank you for your contributions.
You know what?
Man.
Actually, before you go, let us know where everyone can find you.
Yeah, I'd appreciate if y'all checked out OnlyFans/Malcolm Lovejoy. You find me on there. You can find me spit.exposed. There's the hip hop. the porn website that I run. Mindbender Supreme on Bandcamp. That's where you can find most of my music. And yeah, I'm also looking to rebuild and expand this network. So if somebody sees my shit and wants to be like, yo, man, I want to invest or help them with some of this shit, reach out. I'm really trying to put it to the next level.
Supreme.
And yo, Thrust, this my podcast on Tuesdays, man. If you down.
Let's do it. Next week. Just you have my number, just call me right away. You know me.
Okay. Are you
after 9 to 5 after that? Anytime, man. Morning, evening.
Okay, good. It would be at 7. It would be lit. It's literally just like this, and it would be like at 7 o'clock on Tuesday. Is that cool?
Yeah. Just if you want to do it next week, let's just do it, or let me know. Text me after.
Yo,
you know me,
next week is great.
We make it happen.
Yeah, next week is great.
I need to do it, man. It'll be so much fun too.
All right. I'll hit you up. But yo, anything else? You do a little shout out or anything? Anything else?
I'm just gonna do a little. I'm gonna do a little closing just here before, so I don't have to record it later on.
Screen's frozen, Tom.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's saying not responding, so I'm hoping this part's recording.
So keep going.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, so that was the episode of the Northern Touch Show. Of course, you can find us on Instagram at the Northern Touch Show, on Twitter at the Northern Touch 6. You can find us on our bite side, our link tree, which is linktr.ee/ the Northern Touch Show. So that's going to wrap up the episode. Tune in to part 2 of this episode with Mindbender, aka Malcolm Lovejoy. We're going to get into a whole lot more with another guest that he's going to bring on as well.
You know what to do.
One love.
Bringing you the best.
Mad love to Thrust. Mad love to Director Awesome. And one love to Podcast Jerky.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Northern Touch Show. Let's go.